Power Hour with John Lee.
Oh, welcome to the Power Hour. John Lee, rocking it fresh. I am in the house again, you can see that. Today, what we're talking about on the Power Hour, we're rocking cops who killed badass fuckers in uniform. And, you know, we don't hate all the cops, but we do hate a lot of them. And I think the reason for that is that, you know, people are drawn to different professions for different reasons, aren't they? So you might want to be a cop so you can help the community. This guy might want to be a cop because he's a fucking twat and he thinks that getting a uniform on and a fucking stupid hat is going to give him the opportunity to go around being a fucking twat, you know? And he's already a twat, so he might as well get the uniform to go with it. And you know, this was prominent and prevalent and fucking dominant, in fact, when I was a kid growing up. And we used to have a great time calling them constable. 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 And you know, is he calling me constable? Yeah, constable. So many times you can call him constable before you get twatted and thrown in a van. Anyway, we're looking at these cops who went off the reservation, even if they were on the reservation in the first place. And the first one we're going to rock is Mr. Chris Dorner. Who was that guy? Chris Dorner, he was born in New York. Normal family, normal middle-class family. Moved down to California, Norwalk to be precise, when he was about 9 years old. Normal family, normal neighbourhood, nothing to write home about in any way, shape or form. But apparently he was bullied because he was black. You know, he was the only black kid and he got bullied. And I feel that, you know what I mean? I feel that. There was one black kid in our class when I was growing up and he got some bullying as well. And we all felt terrible about it. But again, at the same time, everybody got bullied for some reason or another. You know, you had to take your beats. And he took his beats growing up and he turned into a really big lad. And he went to college, to university, and he's playing American football. He's a fucking beast. Absolute beast. But he claimed that the coach was a racist. Okay. Maybe he fucking was. But this has been used against him, that he claimed his coach was a racist because of what I'm about to tell you. But he may have been a racist. Anyway, he goes through college saying that this guy's a racist, and there's a general theme, according to his friends, that he felt like he was generally and often the victim of racism. And anyway, he becomes a Navy Reserve. So he's doing all the military training. And he's got access to the equipment and the facilities and all that, and he's loving it. He also goes to the LAPD, so he's doing the training for that, whatever. I don't know if he went to the academy or not, to be frank. But he certainly became a police officer. So he's very much into uniforms, this guy. He's got the fucking the fucking American football high school uniform. He rocks that. He loves that. Then he's rocking the Navy Reserves military uniform, and he's rocking the police uniform. I mean, I'm taking an insight there. I'm not sure into what, but I'm seeing somebody who likes uniforms. Maybe he wants to belong. Maybe because he was the only black kid, he felt left out. Maybe he thought, well, if I join something and we all look the same, then we all look the same, and my skin colour doesn't matter. Don't know. If that's the case, then it's a little bit sad, I think. But maybe we all feel isolated in some ways. And so he's heavy on the uniforms anyway. And so he comes out of the academy or the training, whatever, and he's got this woman who's working with him. And the woman questions his performance on the job as a cop. And he doesn't take to that. You see, he doesn't like that. He doesn't appreciate that. That's racism, according to him. Again, maybe she was a fucking racist. I don't know. But he then files a complaint against her and saying that she was guilty of police brutality. She was roughing somebody up unnecessarily. And this goes to a kind of an inquest in which she's found innocent. Okay, so they decide she didn't do it and he's fucking lying. And they kick him off the force, right? So now he's been ejected as a liar. And again, this is racism, according to him. I've heard him described as an injustice collector. This is a person who goes through life saying, right, that's why my life's shit, because you fuckers treat me badly, you're fucking racists, you're sexist, whatever. Anything and everything to conclude something other than, I'm a cunt. and my life fucking reflects that. So he's out of force. He's off the force now. He's out of uniform, and he's not feeling it. And he's fucking gets heavy into his weapons training and his weapons collecting. He starts fucking buying and selling. Right, this is a guy who's been kicked off the police force. Right, for well, he must have some kind of pathology. He's fucking lying about this woman to get her in trouble when she hasn't done anything according to the police. And it's so severe that they haven't reprimanded him. They've kicked him off the fucking force. Big, strapping, capable lad like that, and they've kicked him off the fucking force. And yet this guy is able to go and assemble a fucking arsenal of weapons. Crazy, crazy place. And so that's what he does. And he's buying and selling them, for fuck's sake. He's not being watched, is he? And if he is, he's not being watched well. So he's accumulating this anger, you see. And he's got this tribunal, and he loses that. As I mentioned, gets kicked off the force, and the lawyer who represented him had a daughter, a girl called Monica Kwan, and so our friend Chris decides that what he's going to do is execute the daughter of the man who represented him. Didn't prosecute him, represented him. He's going to go and fucking kill his daughter and the boyfriend. So he stalks them. And he waits for these perfectly innocent people in a parking garage, as you call it in America, parking lot maybe, multi-storey. And he rocks up with his fucking booyaka weapons, bang, 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 bang. What the fuck is going on here, man? You've got to sort your country out. That is fucked. Some maniac who's been kicked off the police force for fucking making up lies about a female officer and having some kind of mental problem is able to not only assemble an arsenal but take fucking guns out in the street, go in and stalk people because they're related to other people that he doesn't like, and just blast them, and blast the fucking boyfriend as well. Fucking hell. So after he's done that, and he just fucks off, they don't know who's done it. They ain't got a fucking clue. Arse both hands, can't find, right? He goes to a motel. He gets his fucking laptop out, and he's in the motel typing up a big fat manifesto. And the crux of it is, he's going to fucking kill as many cops as he can. Right, fuck you lot, you're having it. Anyway, a couple of cops pull up at the lights in the car, young guys, like family guys. One's an established cop, he's got a couple of kids, the other one's new on the force. And he rocks up at the lights next to him in his car. Big Chris, and he is a big lad, don't forget that, right? And he's got his goggles on. This is all seen, he's got goggles on, big fucking grin on his face, and he just leans out of his window, right, with a fucking Uzi or whatever, I don't know, like that, through the fucking window, and he's leaning, fuck off through the window, right? Fucking blast them both. One's dead on the scene, the other one gets taken to hospital later and dies. And eyewitnesses say that he had a big fucking dozy grin on his face, like I say, and he just fucking rolled out, grinning with his goggles on, just fucking rolls out, disappears, right? Chills it. No one knows where the fuck he's gone. Turns out he's gone to a town called Big Bear, right, in the mountains of Southern California, where it snows like fuck. Crazy, isn't it? Right next to Mexico. Snows like fuck. And he gets there, and he gets out of his car and he burns it. He torches his car, part of his plan, I suppose. And then he disappears into the mountains. And up in these mountains, because it's off-season, there's a lot of these cabins are empty. You know what I mean? People buy them and leave them there because it's fucking out in the arse end of nowhere. You're not going to drive all that way to burgle somebody. So they don't fucking bother with security. They just leave the cabins up there. So he's up there on a mission, and he's breaking into cabins and he's staying there. Nobody knows where he is. And meanwhile, the cops have fucking got their asses together and decided, right, this guy's dangerous. It's obviously him who's killed these two in the parking lot. He's done these two at the lights. and we've got to get up there. And they found his car torched out, and they're trying to track him now, and they've declared him as the most wanted man in America. And all the the FBI's on it, and whoever, all the different agencies, task forces together. We're going to go up there and flush him out. And a couple of local cops are on the case trying to fucking get in touch with him or find him. But it's difficult because and don't forget, he's armed to the fucking teeth, man. He's got an arsenal of weapons and loads of ammo. And he's fucking hiding around in these different cabins, and he thinks, right, I need a vehicle. So he finds a cabin with a couple of people there, car outside it, thinks, right, nice one. Goes up to the door, knock, knock, knock. Hiya, yeah, I'm here to speak to you about... Get on the fucking floor now! On the fucking floor! Don't look at me! Don't look at me! Car keys now! Tie her up! Right? Gets the fucking car keys, stays there for a while, probably gets some food, and then he's gone. He's in the car, see you later. They managed to make a phone call. She's on the phone to the fucking police, to the dispatch, saying he's been in, he's bum rushed us, he's fucking tied us up and all that, and he's nicked the car. Now, he didn't kill them because they weren't police. He's only after police. So he's fucking taken that car, done what he's done with that, and then he's burnt that out, he's ditched it. I don't think he burns it, he ditched it. And he sees another guy who owns this massive territory of land. Sees him driving down. He's like doing a check, make sure no one's fucking around on his property. And he's, stop the car, get out of the fucking car, walk on. Right, gets his car, steals it. So this guy fucking phones the police as well. Gets himself down the road, and no one knows where he is again. Right. So what's he done? He's got himself into this cabin, and these local cops are kind of tracking him now because he's starting to do things to people who know the cops. And they said, yeah, he's gone up there. There's only one road, and they've found where he is at this cabin. These two cops have turned up on their own. I'm sorry, but that's a stupid manoeuvre. Right? This guy's coming from LA. Right? He's coming from the fucking one of the biggest cities in the world. He's got military training, an arsenal of weapons, and two fucking local country cops are going to take him down. I just think whoever allowed that to happen made a big mistake. And they both got shot. And one of them got killed. And the other one's fucking, sparkers on the floor. But this is when all the rest of the cops arrive now. So, he can't get out. And he's engaging them now, and they're trying to get to him. They're trying to kill him, and he's trying to kill them. And there's a gunfight, and these two cops are still on the floor. And so they chuck smoke bombs in there, so they can run in and get these cops out. One of them dies, like I say. And there's hundreds of rounds, man. They're exchanging hundreds and hundreds of rounds, and this goes on for 2 hours. Right? I mean, how many bullets can you fire in 2 hours from elite semis or fully automatic weapons? Fuck knows, but it's a lot. And in the end, same as at Waco, you fucking lie. Why lie? They fired tear canisters in there, right? And then, for whatever reason, the tear canisters have accidentally fucking set on fire, right? They started a fire, these tear canisters. Right, so you didn't learn that from Waco. Your fucking excuse for burning down the house at Waco, right, with about 29, 30 kids. I nearly said something disrespectful, but because it's kids, they killed a load of kids, man, and their excuse was that they accidentally set fire to the tear gas canisters that they sent in there, right? And then you didn't develop any policy against that because you just fucking done it again. Lying bastards. You do it deliberately. You send the fucking tear canisters in, if that's what it is. You fire canisters in there with flammable material, and then you just fucking blast it like that and set it off and burn the fuckers when they won't come out. Don't you? You lying bastards. Anyway, this, he's a bad man, whatever, but don't lie about it. So that's what we do. So he's in there, they're burning the house down, he's fucking surrounded, he's thinking, I'm going to be on telly me. You know what I mean? You're going to pull my pants down and fucking turkey lift me down the path. So, bang. Kills himself. And, he killed 4 people, wounded 3. just went off his fucking head completely. And this guy, right? I mean, if he hadn't have accused that woman, that female cop, of being brutal, which she may have been, and being a racist, which she may have been, I don't know. If he hadn't crossed one of his own, he'd have been out on the streets with a badge, that fucker. In fact, he was out on the streets with a badge. They gave him a badge and a fucking gun. They gave him a uniform and a cop with a fucking cop car with a nice little light on top so he can go wherever the fuck he wants. Think about that. Next time you're winding your window down and going, yes, officer. Some of these peeps are fucked. Like Mr. Gerard Schaefer. Right? This guy's a different kettle of fish. And I mean that from everything, from everyone. If you don't know who it is, don't know him. This guy is different, man. Different kind of human. He starts off, he's in Martin County, Florida. Right? It's fucking beautiful, this place. It really, I mean, it just is a beautiful, beautiful place. I mean, it's sandy beaches, it's no crime, young families, gorgeous. It's a utopia. This is back in the 60s. Hippies were travelling there, probably fucking it up. But, it became a mecca for that reason. It's peace, it's tranquility, it's as far away from Detroit City or whatever as you can possibly get. And so they only need a few cops. Circling the gaff, make sure everyone's all right more than anything else. And they get this guy called Gerard John Schaefer. And he comes well recommended because he'd been in a neighbouring county. He was a cop. And he'd done a drugs bust, which is probably rare as rocking horse shit. And so they thought, yeah, this guy's good. Did a drugs bust. And they've recommended him for this. And the place is actually where he's from. He's from this place. He's from Martin County. Lucky bastard. And, they make him a sheriff's deputy, uniform, fucking radio, badge, gun, obviously, car, ready to rock. And he's doing that. And he's intelligent. He's an intelligent man. And then one day, in 1972, his boss gets a call, the sheriff gets a call from Schaefer, saying, listen, right, I've fucked it. Honestly, you won't believe this one. I wanted to teach these two young girls a lesson, you see, because I saw them walking down the road and they were hitchhiking and all that. So I wanted to scare them. Right? I wanted to let them know what can happen in this big, bad world that we all inhabit. And me as an older man, as a responsible adult, and obviously as a cop, I wanted to get that message across. So I took them both out into the woods and I tied them up and I threatened them and I left them there so that they would understand the dangers of the world. And when I went back to say, look, now do you understand? Now do you get me? They weren't there. So obviously the sheriff says, you fucking what? You did what? In what order? You fucking maniac. Right, get to the fucking station now. I'll go out and find those girls. So he does. Sheriff drives out. Right, goes out to the woods, knows the area, finds the girls. They're fucking hysterical, man. What he's done, right, is the following. Here's what he's done. Right, take it to the beginning of it, right? These girls are walking down the road, right enough, but the day before. They're walking down the road the day before, hitchhiking. Fair enough. They're in a fucking beach paradise, trying to get down to the beach without walking. Schaefer pulls up, right, in uniform, in his car and all that, and he's saying, yeah, I've done about this fucking hitchhiking. There's some dangerous bastards out there. And they're going, yeah, we're all right, though, pretty young girls not thinking about danger, or we're even conceptualising it in this place. And so he says, I'll tell you what, I'll pick you up tomorrow and I'll take you down to the beach and all that kind of stuff. And they think, well, all right, he's a cop and he's nice enough and charming fella. So they accept that. And, like the next, I'll see you tomorrow then, bye-bye, all fun in the sun. Next day, he rocks up Schaefer in his normal car, normal clothes. He says, don't worry about it. I'm just doing some observation later, and I can't rock up in a police car. So I'm going to be in my civvies, And anyway, don't worry about that. Get in. I'll take you down to the beach. All right, brilliant. In the beach, laughing and joking. Drives straight past, the exit to go down to the beach. Drives round to the secluded area of the woods that he's obviously got planned. He takes them out, and how do you take two young girls out? They're not just going to go willingly, are they? So he's got his fucking gun out, filthy bastard that he fucking was. And he marches them into the woods, right? And he makes them stand on a log, right? Round fucking log. He makes them stand on a log, and he puts a noose around their necks, and he ties the noose around a branch behind their heads, right? So it's there like that, and they're like trying to stay on this fucking log, because if they get their footing wrong, they'll go like that, right? And fucking die. So the terror of that, yes. And he's got a knife while they're on there like that. He's got a knife and started torturing them. I don't know precisely what he did, but he tortured these young girls with a knife, sticking them with the knife, drawing on the stomachs, whatever, with the knife. Or, I don't know if he cut them, but, he was tormenting them. I'm going to kill you and all that to these young girls in the fucking woods, making them balance like that and with the noose. What the fuck? And he's left. I don't know why he's left. Don't know. He had to go back and pretend to be somewhere. It's all part of his plan. I don't know. But he left, and they managed to get free, these girls. And that when he returned to the fucking spot to finish his nasty, nasty deeds, they weren't there. He couldn't find them. So he panicked. And that's why he phoned the sheriff and told him this bullshit story about trying to teach him a lesson and whatnot. And the sheriff then goes out and finds them running through the woods, hysterical, and they tell him what's happened. And so he sticks to his story. They take him to trial. He sticks to his story, and he says, "Well, yeah, I got a bit carried away and all that. Fair enough. But I didn't kill anybody." And so they're charging him with kidnapping, because they plea bargained it down. He's a cop. He's got no history of criminality. Good citizen. And so they give him bail. They bail him. They give him 6 months in prison, right? They say, "You're going to do 6 months suspended." So because he says, "Look, what I'm going to do is, while I'm in jail, I'm going to move my wife down to Fort Lauderdale, get her settled. Right? I want to do all that before you send me down, before I go to prison. So let me go and do that, and then I'll come back." And he says, "Right, okay, you go and do that, mate. Get your wife sorted and whatnot, and then come back here in 6 months' time and do your prison bit. 6 months in jail." He says, "Right, sound." Walks out the door laughing his fucking head off. He knows exactly what he's going to do, yeah? So he goes after another 2 girls. Same thing again, right? Takes them out into the woods. But this time he's not disturbed, and he don't leave them. He don't take no chances. He tortures them, right, for a long time. Same trick. Ties them, nooses, bouncing on fucking... or maybe on a log, maybe on rocks or whatever, but the point is that you slip, you die. He's done that. He's cut them, he's tortured them, he's raped them. He's a fucking monster, a beast. And then when he's killed them, he's raped them again, and then he's chopped them into pieces needlessly. It wasn't part of hiding the bodies. He didn't hide the bodies. He just chopped them to pieces for the sake of it, because he wanted to do that. Fucking lunatic. And this guy is there doing that because he's a cop. They gave this cunt a badge. They gave him a fucking gun. They gave him a car. They sent him out on the street to do this shit, right? Then when he's got caught fucking taking 2 young girls into the woods with fucking nooses and shit like that, don't forget the gun he's got, then they've given him a 6 months suspended sentence, 6 months bail, totally unfucking supervised, and that's why he's in the woods doing this. They put him in the woods doing that. Fuckers. So I mean, it was the mothers of the 2 girls that were killed that did all the investigating, that tracked him down, and then it was proven that it was during those 6 months that he, after he'd done that to the first girls, that he was able to do that to the second girls, because at first they were confused. They went, "Nah, he's in prison." And it took investigation to discover that he wasn't in prison when it happened. I mean, that should have been bang straight there. The dates should have been there. They had to investigate this. Eventually, so they do. They get him in. They fucking bang him up in prison, and he's laughing his way through it, through the court case. He's laughing about it. Loves it. Loves the attention. Right. They go to his house. Find out his wife he's carrying one of the bags that he stole from one of the dead girls that he gave to her as a present, and she says, "Oh, he told me to throw it out, but I didn't." They find a box, and in the box is all kinds of souvenirs, clearly things belonging to girls. And they start to run checks on this and check with other precincts and other jurisdictions and all that. And it comes to light that, considering his MO, that's the way he does it, not the, the things he does for tricks, sort of paraphilias, the things that turn him on, not that, just the way he does it, taking him out in the woods and fucking nooses and all that shit. That this guy is certainly responsible for 32 murders. Before he did these two girls, he'd already done 32, or 30, maybe that includes the two. So he'd done at least 30 murders before he did this to these two girls, before they gave him the transfer and made him a sheriff, sheriff's deputy. And then it turned out that he had a brooch from a girl that he said used to annoy him when he was 16. This young girl apparently used to strip at the windows knowing he was watching. Yeah, says you. And he was angry about that. He told his girlfriend he was angry about that. And she, the girl who was stripping at the windows, disappeared when she was 16, same time frame. And he had a necklace or whatever, locket. And sure enough, her bones were found. She was murdered. She was chopped up. So that was him. He was chopping up girls in the local town when he was 16 years of age, this fucker. And a lot of this came to light. What's happened is because the girlfriend that I just mentioned, she became an author. And so when he's in prison, chilling his boots, she rocks up and says, "Listen, I want to write a book about you," and all that. So they start corresponding. And he's writing these stories, fictional stories, but it's very apparent that they're actually confessions. And he's confessed. He said, "I've probably killed between 80 and 110. So we'll call it 100 murders in total. And I've seen an interview with this guy in prison, and I'm telling you, his eyes are fucking evil. Evil. I'm not talking about aggressive. He don't look like he could fight his way out of the bath. He just looks evil, demented. And he's also a grass. So he's grassing people up in prison. And that did not go down well. Not at all. So one of the guys in prison who's been grassed up by him or just wants some points, whatever, has grip slammed him in his cell, right? And whipped a fucking big blade out like that. And cut his mouth open, ear to ear, Chelsea grin that's called, if you don't know. Fucking right to the ears, like that. And then fucking dashed him in the eyes 18 times in each eye, right? Snitches, grasses, see no evil, speak no fucking evil. Killed him, man. I don't give a fuck. Get stabbed up, you dirty bastard. So that is Gerard Schaefer, fucking serial killing cop, maniac with a badge, and a real bad man. We're going to rock to John Cristie. We're going back in time to the 40s and the 50s. John Cristie was a cop. He was, when he grew up, he was a good boy at school. He was a scout, was a choir boy, ticking all the boxes, this kid. And then, he's a fairly normal kid and a teenager, and he wants to get his end away. Wants to get his dick wet, right? Wants to dip his wick in this young girl. And she says, "Sound, get round the corner." So they've gone round the corner, and she said, "Right, come on, sort it out." and he can't do it. You know what I mean? Can't get an hard on. And so she tells everybody, you know, as they will do. And so he gets 2 nicknames. Second one being my favourite. I think it's more poetic. His first one was Can't Do It, Cristie. And his second one, and this is delicious, his second nickname was Reggie No Dick. Reggie No Dick. Yeah, because he can't get an hard on. Love it. So anyway, he grows up, becomes a postman. He's fucking thieving, right? There's one for you, one for you, one for me. Like that kind of postman. And he gets nicked, he gets arrested. Nicked in England means arrested. He gets nicked. Nicked also means stolen. So he nicked it, and then he got nicked. Prison. So does a bit of time, comes out, he's a bit of a drifter, what we call a Jack the Lad. He's here and there, he's criming. Nothing serious, nothing clever, but enough to get sent down for. So he's in and out of jail, and he gets tired of it, John, and he thinks, right, I'm going to get respectable. So he rents a house in Notting Hill, which was a fucking dump in those days, not what you're seeing now. It was a dump, and he lived at 10 Rillington Place, which is a very famous address because of him, certainly in English culture. There's a film with all this called 10 Rillington Place with Richard Attenborough, brother of David Attenborough. Richard Attenborough, great actor, great director. We saw him in Jurassic Park, obviously, but years ago he made this film, and he creates a new image for himself. He's respectable now. No one in that area knows him. No internet, no Facebook. He just rocks up there and, changes his image and actually becomes a cop. A lot of men off at war and whatnot, or recovering from war. They've come back from war with no legs, and he's no mind to work with, and he becomes a special constable, right? And what he's doing is he's rocking it round the place, fucking loving the authority. He's been in prison, he's had prison guards on him and all that. I suppose he's been nicked, he's been cuffed and roughed, and so he thinks, right, my turn, you fucking set of twats. And he's known as Himmler. They call him the Himmler of Rillington Place for his obvious authoritarian tendencies. And what he's doing is he's targeting the prostitutes, yeah? Cheeky bastard, this guy, proper. He's targeting the local prostitutes, right? So you got some prostitutes, some young lads. He comes along like that. All right. Leave it out. Move along. You, get behind that bush. And he's fucking shagging them behind the bus, in the bush, and saying, see you tomorrow. And they would see him tomorrow. He was fucking loving it. And he's got a wife. He's married, you see. And what they've decided to do, him and his wife, John, Cristie and his wife, is to perform fucking abortions. You see, what was happening was there was no way for there's so many single women around because of the wars, right? First World, Second World War, they weren't that. It's only a generation apart, really. But let's say Second World War, a lot of men went off and never came back. And when they did come back, they were fucked. So a lot of these women, they had no way of earning a living for themselves other than prostitution. And there was no contraception, and what there was illegal because of the power of the Catholic Church. And so there were a lot of pregnancies and no money to feed these babies. So these kind of do-it-yourself abortions were commonplace and extremely dangerous. I mean, you get sepsis and fucking die. And so this John Cristie and his wife, they start offering them and doing these fucking abortions in the kitchen, man. Crazy, isn't it, when you think about that? But that's what they were doing. And she goes to see her sister. There's something wrong with her sister. So she leaves London and goes up to Sheffield, right? And while she's gone, he starts seeing one of these prostitutes. She's from Austria. And he starts seeing her and, they're getting... She thinks, I suppose, that they're getting quite close. I mean, she's in his house all the time. The wife's away. I don't know if she knows about the wife. I'm assuming that she does, but who knows? The wife certainly doesn't know about the prostitute. And he gets word that His wife's coming home. You know, I've done my business there in Sheffield with my sister. I'm coming home. Love you. See you soon. All right, brilliant, fantastic. Prostitute. What am I going to do about this? So, I mean, what are you going to do? Kills her. Kills the prostitute, yes. Stuffs the body in a cupboard. Stuffs the dead prostitute in a cupboard. Right. And then his wife's back and she's, you know, I lie. He put the dead body under the floorboards. Yeah. Sorry, he had a bit of culture about him. Can't just leave him in a cupboard because the wife will look there. Dead prostitute goes under the floorboards, obviously. Then the wife comes back and she's none the wiser. So she's back now and he gets a job. Everything's normal. He gets a job in a factory and he starts seeing this woman called Muriel. She gets pregnant, so it's right, fuck it. Come round to mine and I'll give you abortion as well. So he starts saying to this Muriel, come back, I'll give you an abortion, nice and tidy. I know what I'm doing. You'll be in and out. Fucking gasses her, because that's what he's doing. But he's just connecting it to the fucking oven. You know what I mean? He's just gassing her. This is for you. You won't feel anything. Fucking gas her. And then he's got the tights round the neck. Choked her, killed her. Choked, you know what I mean, to death with tights. It's a fucking violent crime, that. And so she's gone in the cupboard. And what he's decided to do then is he's got, because he's thinking, fucking hell, yeah, I've got a prostitute under the floorboards. Now I've got this woman from work in the cupboard and they're both dead. My wife's going to fucking smell a rat here. Right, and this is the story, you know what I mean? And you think, is this right? I mean, does the wife not know, really? She's doing the abortions with him. Do you know what I mean? Does she not know that there's a fucking... What kind of wife don't know there's a dead prostitute under the fucking floorboards? I don't know. I suspect that she was involved, me. I really do. Because you got a dead body in the cupboard, a dead body under the floorboards, and the wife don't notice. No, it don't ring true. But anyway, he's fucking taken these dead bodies and he's put them under the garden. Right? He's buried them both in the garden. All right, sound. Then a young couple called Evans from Wales, they move in and they've got a young baby. And she gets pregnant. And so he does a deal, John. He does a deal with this Tim, who's Timothy Evans, who's the father. He says, listen, you go to work, mate, right? Leave the wife here. I'll do the abortion. You know what I mean? And look after the baby. You don't have to worry about it. So goes off to work. Tim, the Welsh lad. Now his IQ's about 70, so he's not clever. Comes home. John Cristie says, "Listen, I did the abortion and all that, but she died. So she's dead and that." He fucking loses his mind, right? And what's said about the baby, I don't know, but he's fucked off. He's got out of there. This Welsh kid, Tim Evans, Timothy Evans, he's got out of there. But the families are obviously saying, don't just fucking rock it back here without the wife and baby. Where's the fucking wife and baby? So he's stupid, the lad, and he doesn't know how to explain it. So he ends up going to the police station in Merthyr Tydfil, giving a false fucking confession. Don't know why. So it was me. I did it. Confessed to killing the wife and the baby. But his story didn't fucking make any sense. So he ends up back in London, and he's under pressure. Look, your story means fuck all. What happened? And he says then, well, it was Reg. Reg did it. And so they have this court case. Before that, the police go round actually to John Christie's house, and in a search, they open a cupboard and find Mrs. Evans and the baby dead in a coal cupboard. He's just stuffed them in there. Right, so he's got the dead wife and child, baby, of this guy in a cupboard. And 2 more dead bodies under the patio in the garden. The police find the wife and child, both the baby, both strangled. The baby was strangled as well. And John Cristie says, it wasn't fucking me. Do you know what I mean? They live upstairs, man. That's his wife and baby. I didn't strangle no one. He did that. That's why he fucked off to Wales. Because it was him. Ask him. Thinking he's too fucking stupid to give you a reasonable explanation, as he's already demonstrated in Merthyr Tydfil. So that's what happened. He was unfortunate enough to be found guilty, you see, and John Cristie testified against him. And after the trial, he's walking out, John Cristie, and the mother of the dead girl, of Mrs. Evans, her mother, is shouting, "Murderer, murderer," John Cristie. And it was his wife, John Cristie's wife, who said, no, he's a good man. And this is the woman I think was involved, because all this shit can't happen in your house without you knowing about it. And so this lad, fucking Tim Evans, he's found guilty, and because the times were being the times that they were, he was executed. They fucking hung him. They hung him for the crime. And I'll tell you now, spoiler alert, he was completely innocent. It was John Cristie who killed them both. And he got hung for it. Sad, you know, really sad. Just a fucking poor, innocent guy from Wales moved into the wrong house, ended up fucking dead. So, Reg, he's thinking, right, I'm fucking, I don't know, I'm just not killing enough. Not killing enough. My wife is cramping my style. Too many questions. Too much fucking why. So I'll fucking kill her. So he's attacked her. He's had a fight with her. And he's fucking got her on the bed. Nylons again. Fuck off. Choked her out and killed her. She's gone under the floorboards now. Right? So she's under the fucking floorboards. Dead. Gets this woman called Kathleen. Right? Takes her back. Has sex with her. Chokes her out. Kills her. Leaves her in the fucking chair. Goes to bed. He's been drinking. The lad is pissed. Goes to bed. Wakes up in the morning. He can't remember anything about Kathleen. Comes down. Oh, fuck me. Oh, showing it, I fucking killed you. So she's dead in this rocking chair. Pulls her out of the rocking chair. She's in the fucking cupboard. Right. So now he's got the fucking wife under the floorboards. He's got this Rita in a fucking cupboard. He's got this Kathleen. She's in the cupboard as well. Right. So he's got 2 women in the cupboard and one under the fucking floorboards. The one under the floorboards being his wife. Then there's this fucking Hectorina and Alex move in, another couple. He does his fucking thing and kills the Hectorina and puts her in the cupboard. So now he's got 3 dead women in a fucking cupboard in his house. And his wife's dead as fuck under the floorboards in the living room. This fucking Alex comes back, the husband of Hectorina, one of the women in the cupboard. You've got to respect me for keeping all this straight, man. Fuck's sake. Got 3 in the cupboard, 1 under the floorboards. Husband's coming in here. Where's my wife and all that, mate? He says, your wife? What the fuck do I know about your wife? Well, fuck off. I left her here with you. Yeah, well, she left. She fucked off looking for you, mate. I don't know. So they're walking around the streets. Nah, she's not there. She's in my cupboard, mate. Brown bread. So he thinks, right, this is properly coming on top now. I mean, really. I'm just fucking it off. You know what I mean? So he's still got 2 under the... he's still got 2 under the fucking patio in the garden. He's got 2 dead bodies under the patio in the garden. He's got 3 more in a cupboard, dead, pushed and crammed in there because they've already taken a woman and a baby out. They were dead. They were crammed in a cupboard as well. So he's just got the 2 corpses under the patio, the 3 corpses in the cupboard, and the 1 under the fucking floorboards. So he thinks, logistically, this is a fucking nightmare. What am I going to do? Move these, put them in there, bollocks to it. So he rents the place out and fucks off. And of course they're like, fuck me, it stinks in here, man. Stinks. And they look behind some fucking like plasterboard, 3 bodies. He just fucking crudely covered it up and fucked off. So he went around using his real name and all that. Eventually gets nicked, goes to prison, fucking trying to be a celebrity on the inside. Won't admit to killing the baby because he knows that's the one they won't like. The rest of it makes him exotic in them days. And so he's quite happy to admit to all that. And he says, in the trial, he says, well, maybe I did more. Who knows? I may have done more, I think he said. But they fucking hung him as well. And he actually admitted to doing the crime that Timothy Evans was hung for. He admitted it. And they still refuse, I think to this day, they still refuse to give him an official pardon because it might have some fucking consequences for them. Absolute scum. Absolute fucking scum. So, we're going to rock Dennis Rader. No, Rader is pronounced. Dennis Rader. Again, normal kid, shy youth. He was noted at school for never laughing. But he came from a normal family. He's got some siblings. Grows up unremarkably. Quite a good-looking young lad from pictures I've seen, but apparently he was unpopular, and including with the girls, because he was a freaky dancer. And people didn't like his style. So he grows up and he gets married. He grows up to be a normal, fucking, everyday, bog standard, don't tell me a story, boring bastard family man in Wichita, Kansas. And he becomes a supervisor at an alarm installation company, going around to people's houses, as the title might suggest, installing alarms. That's what he's doing. And he's a supervisor. He later becomes, after that, he becomes a city compliance officer. So this is why I'm saying he's a cop, right? Because he basically was. But a city compliance officer gets the uniform, the badge, all that shit, radioed up. He hasn't got a gun, but he's got a kind of a gun. It's like a fucking dart gun for shooting dogs. You know? One will fucking put it to sleep, 2 it'll kill it. And he's going around, he can tell you how long to have your grass. All kinds of municipal shit like that. And again, in this case, he was a right fucking twat. And he used to bully women. Right? Bullying them. Loved the power. He was a prominent church member. Right? A community member. Very well known. Married for 34 years. With 2 very normal and well-adjusted children. This is all the backdrop. He's known at work as a solid citizen. You know, unremarkable. In general. In 1974, during all this, so this isn't one thing and then the other, this is, you know, who he was. In 1974, he cuts some phone lines, goes into a house, the home of the Otero family. He just fucking attacks them. Right, he's brought his kill kit. Right, and he fucking attacks them. He's got gun. I think he's got 1 gun. He's got knives. He's got rope. He's got gloves. He's got tape. His fucking kill kit. And he goes in there and he attacks the whole family. All of them that are there. He attacks everyone who's there. He strangles both the parents. So I think he's got a gun. He's tying their hands. He's strangling them both. He might have been a fucking tasty cunt. He might have been hard. But he's killed both parents. He's fucking strangled the son, suffocated the son, put a bag over his head, and he's left the daughter for last. So he's killed both the parents, brutal fucking fashion. He's killed the fucking son as well. He's in the house. This maniac, this monster, this beast has entered their home. Right? He's gone up, side of the house, cut the fucking phone. Why, as they're inside, they don't know. It's family time. Right? He's come through the door. What the fuck? Right? Quite a big fella. Fucking balaclava, bag in his hand, and the violence begins. You're there with your fucking wife and your kid as the man. I identify with him. You know, mate, he fucking clocks me with a bat or something. I'm fucking trying to get my head together. He's choking my wife. Then I'm tied up. He's fucking killing my son. I mean, horrendous. He's killed both the fucking parents, right? Choked them out, strangled them, killed both the parents. He's fucking suffocated the little boy. He saved the girl till last. He brought her down into the cellar. He's done his filthy rape shit to this girl, man. And he's choked to his fucking hunger. Fuck me. He's hung from a pipe. She's 11 years old. Fucking hell. Whoa. You know, thinking about it is one thing, but saying it out loud, fucking hell, that's what he did, this guy. It was in 1974. 1974, same year. Young girl and her brother. She's 21, he's 19, they come home. Same thing. You know, they're not thinking about that murder, they know about it, the Otero family. I didn't mention the other son, sorry. The other son came home and found this. God knows. I mean, I've seen him in interviews, seeming like a really normal guy, so fucking full credit to him for being that. Anyway, they're not an afterthought. I'm just going back to these guys. 21-year-old girl, 19-year-old boy, their brother and sister. And they come in, and this fucking scumbag's in the house. He attacks her, attacks the girl, fucking doing his brutal shit. And, you know, she's putting up a fight, you know. And the brother tries to get involved, and he shoots him in the face. Bang, shoots the fucking brother in the face. The brother's down. He carries on attacking. He's raping this girl. She thinks she's dead. And he hears the brother, and he goes back in. The brother's fucking still alive. Shoots the brother again. Bang, shoots him in the face. Here's the girl. She's not fucking dead. He goes in, carries on raping, kills the girl. The fucking boy gets up and runs out of the house. He's not dead. He shot him twice in the head, not dead. Took him ages to kill the girl. You know, so they made a sterner stuff, and that boy survived. As far as I know, he's still alive. And so he's done these murders now. So he's done, I think it's 5 now. He did the parents, yeah, the son and the daughter, 4 in the Otero family. The sister here died, the brother survived. So he's killed 5 now. He takes a letter, sick bastard, twisted fucking letter, which is written obviously, and he goes to the local library, and he puts the letter in a book. I'm assuming he chose a book that is frequently taken out. I suppose you can look at the stamps and go, oh, people take this one out all the time, and put the fucking letter in that to make sure it's found, which it was. And it was a sickening fucking description of what he's done. He's whinging about getting no publicity. When am I going to see it on the news? What do I have to do to get on television? And he creates his own name, his moniker, his nickname, BTK. Bind them, torture them, kill them. BTK killer. Fucking scumbag. 1977, 3 years later, he fucking chills it, but it's always for family reasons. There's no tactics involved. Just he's having kids and living life, you know, so he don't kill anyone for 3 years. This woman called Nancy, she comes home, attacks her, ties her up, says to her, I'm going to have to kill you. I've got a problem, I've got sexual problems, I'm going to have to kill you. I mean, can you imagine the terror? Just fucking don't. What do you mean you're going to have to kill? No, I have to. Sorry. Kills her. As he masturbates and leaves his stains there. She had three kids. 3 fucking kids she had. Scumbag. Then another woman, Nancy, she's younger. She gets it. I think she's younger. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Knocked myself a bit to the left, actually, thinking about this now. It's absolutely horrible. He's killed this woman called Nancy now. This is both in 1977. And he's taped her, and he's taken photographs of the dead bodies, but he's posing them. He's putting them on all these different positions. He's putting bags over their heads. He's putting, he's tying ribbons around them. Sick shit. Putting masks on them. Horrendous stuff that the mind shouldn't be able to create that fucking shit. And that's what he's doing. And then he starts sending letters to the police and the media, He's saying, "Fuck, I want some publicity, man. Look at all this fucking groovy shit I'm doing. You know, where's my fucking respect?" And then in 1979 he went to do another one, but the woman was he studied them, right? He's a stalker, and this woman was supposed to be home at, let's say, 6 o'clock. So he's in the house, he's in a cupboard, and she never turns up. Something happened, so he went away and he sent her a letter describing the events and all that, and saying, "I was in your home that day, and you never came home." And she knows she never came home that day. So that's the only reason you're alive, is because you didn't come home that day. I was in your house waiting for you. So, I mean, what did that do to her? Right. So then he fucking goes silent, yeah, after that. He just disappears, and people kind of over time, they think he's dead. The cops have done fuck all. Right? Useless shower of shit that they are. Right? And, I mean, he is a law enforcement official, right? He goes, "He's not a cop." Yeah, I know, but he's got a badge, and he's in a uniform, and he's going around telling other people what to do. He's a fucking cop in my book. So he goes silent, and then in 1986, 7 years silent, and then he attacks a woman called Vicky, kills her, strangles her, has a wank about it, does all these nasty, horrible shit. Mustn't have been able to carry on. Must have had to do it. You know what I mean? Because it's not part of a pattern. He's just fucking gone out and done one. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm going to do it. I don't need to do one. Stalk this one." And he's just stalking for months. So maybe he was out for 6 months and found one and failed to kill two, or maybe there's someone I don't know about. But his murders were obvious. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think they would have been detected. So he gets a job now. At this point, he's working as a scout leader now. Typical, isn't it? Fucking scout leaders. Don't trust them, man. You might be a good scout leader, but one of your mates is not. Guaranteed. And so he's a scout leader now, the cunt, and he's doing the census. So he has to know exactly who lives everywhere. This fucker, he's a fucking alarm installer. So he knows who's got an alarm and who hasn't. Right, all over the house and all over the town, and he knows how to get past alarms. He installs the fucking things. Supervisor. He's a compliance officer. He knows who lives where, who's got long grass and who hasn't. He knows everybody personally. He's a prominent member of the fucking church, a prominent member of the community. Now he's a fucking Cub Scout bastard leader as well. And he's doing the fucking census. So he's literally, his job is to go and ask you who lives here. Fucking hell, danger, danger. Does anybody want to fucking pick up on this psycho? 1991, woman called Dolores, which means pains in Spanish. Dolor means pain. Dolores is the plural, it means pains. And she's 62 years old. Right? This fucking scumbag attacks a 62-year-old woman, strangles her, does all this filth to her again. Fuck me. So then in 2004, the useless cunts in the area, in the media and the police, they're having a fucking anniversary. 30th anniversary. Because he did his first murders, the Otero hits. And the young girl and her brother Kevin, but in 1974. So they're having some kind of fucking, I don't know, some kind of special about it. 30 years later, and this wakes him up. So he starts sending letters again. He sends gruesome photos of the shit that he's done and a driving licence of one of the victims that he's kept. And he's put on the envelope, there's all he's got is the pictures and the driving licence in this envelope, and he's written Bill Thomas Killman on the envelope. So he's multitasking, Killman, but it's BTK, Bill Thomas Killman, on the envelope. He's sending word search puzzles with clues, including his fucking name in the fucking word search, right? Fuck me. He's leaving cereal boxes in fields and that with BTK on it, because he's a serial killer. The guy's a fucking numpty. He's fucking stupid. He's not even a little bit clever. That's not funny, you fucking retard. Oh, look, serial killer, ha ha. This is the guy that the fucking idiots can't catch, man. He's been rocking it out for 30 years. You're celebrating that. And you can't catch a fucking retard? Jesus Christ. And this guy's so fucking stupid, in fact, that he asks them, they're having some kind of communication, and he says, if I send you a floppy disk, can you trace it? And they said no. So he fucking believed them. And he sent them the floppy disk, and of course they traced it. It was on Windows, metadata, fucking rah, comes up, Kevin, username, fuck me, username, Kevin, from the fucking church, right, whatever kind of church it was, I think it was Presbyterian. This fucking Presbyterian church anyway, username Dennis, right, Dennis, I don't know if I said Kevin before, Dennis, right. So they go, right, let's go on the website, you know, about us. Fucking up pops Dennis. Straight away, he's on the fucking website. So they fucking know it's him. They go around, they bust him. He's trying to be clever, but he's not. And so look, he said, look, you dickhead. We've got your fucking DNA. Oh yeah, I was having a wank all over the shop. I suppose you probably have. So he starts admitting it and all that. Okay, so they've got this, they have a court date. Okay, so he's got to stand up and he's got to give evidence. And the judge is asking him questions because he's pleaded guilty. What did you do? Why? And all that. And he's just like, he really is completely disconnected. He's different. These people are fucking different, I'm telling you. He's going, well, yeah, I go in there, you know, and I bring my kill kit. And of course, you know, my objective is to kill everybody in the house. And yeah, I kill the kids and I kill the wives and I strangle them and I shoot them in the face. And it's really not extreme or upsetting in any way to this guy. Fucking chilling. You know, my man Johnny might box something on the screen about it, but it's on YouTube. You can go and watch the full confession. See how the fucking craziness of these people actually functions in real life. And then afterwards, just as an afterthought, they went and they found pictures, yeah. This guy, Dennis Rader, BTK, he was torturing himself. It's probably because he couldn't go out and torture and kill other peeps. He was torturing himself, man. He's trussing himself up. He's tying his feet together. He's fucking tying his hands together. He's wrapping things around his neck. He's got bags on his head. He's fucking burying himself. He's you know, stringing himself up in trees with a timer on the fucking camera and photographing himself in all these positions of torture and then having a jolly good wank about that. Fuck me. So, we've rocked Chris Dorner, cop, Navy fucking reserve, very respected guy. Went crazy, man. Shot up a load of police, burning out cars and all that. Massive fucking gun battles, killed 4 people, wounded 3. Jared John Schaefer, cop. Nice guy, nice family background, nice place. Fucking maniac. Chopping up young girls, torturing them, killing them. Fucking horrible, as bad as it could ever be. Killed at least 32, rocking it up to maybe 110 victims. Guns and badges these guys had. John Cristie, England. First part, middle of the 20th century. Cop. No gun, badge, authority. Fucking maniac. Killing everything that went into his house. Killed 8 people, burying them in the backyard, fucking chucking them in cupboards, under the fucking floorboards. Dennis Rader, BTK, bind, torture, kill, ruthless maniac serial killer. Home invading fucking lunatic who, apart from torturing himself, tortured and killed 10 people. So what do we learn from that? Most people are good, and that includes people in uniform, right? But some people are bad, and that includes people in uniform. Power to you. power to me, power to the people, rock.